Ah, yes, the boxing match.
Yep.
Careful you don't get it. Careful you don't get a thumb in your eye.
Yeah, no kidding. So I will also say that this game, it does really well with some of the 3D assets, but the 2D assets with some of the hand-drawn side characters that are not actual characters, holy motherfuck, they look terrible sometimes. I was joking about this with Alex in the chat. Some of them look straight up like they were drawn in like a Newgrounds Flash animation from like 2005.
It's because they're pre-rendered. If they were in engine, they would upscale properly.
Oh no, I'm not talking about quality. I'm in terms of what they actually look like. It's gonna be very obvious with Jonathan's dad later on when he makes his debut. Holy crap, he does. Yeah, that's a look. He looks like old Joseph, but melted. So, basic story for part 1. We haven't. Holy mother of crap! We're 19 minutes into this, and we haven't really touched on the story itself yet. Also, whoa, that face. Oh, I love some of the art in this game is fairly like entertaining and charming in its own weird sort of way. Okay, where do we even start with this? English aristocrats are squabbling over money and misplaced senses of manliness and knighthood. In essence. Nice.
You want to see 2D assets that don't scale.
Yeah, I can. No kidding. So, if you know literally anything about Jojo, I probably don't have to explain too much about what the actual origin and setup of this. But that being said, I'm going to assume there is probably some people out there who are not familiar with it, because there is an alarming amount of people who actually did skip part 1. So maybe we should use this as a selling point for them. So
people only really became hard asses about watch every single part in the last 3 years. Before then, most people on the internet will tell you to just straight up skip to Stardust Crusaders, and don't let anyone nowadays ever tell you that didn't happen, because they're straight up lying to you.
Like, that only started occurring with part 3?
So there was a controversy in the last couple of years on Twitter where everyone's freaking the fuck out saying, no, you have to start with part 1 no matter what. You absolutely have to start with part 1 no matter what. And they'll be like, I always said that. And no, the internet is lying to you. 4 years prior, everyone would always have told you, no matter what, to just skip straight to Stardust Crusaders. That's when JoJo gets good.
Oh my fucking god.
And people will tell you nowadays that no, they never said that, when everyone was saying that back in the day.
They fucking did.
Everyone
I saw it.
Yeah, so the people online are full of shit.
Fucking dumb revisionist cunts. Okay, maybe I should say this right now before we get too deep in. Watch part 1, it will do you no harm. The David animation version is legitimately a good watch. It's a good anime. It just doesn't, obviously it's not as good as part 2, but that's because part 2 is like a borderline masterpiece at times. I'm not gonna mince words with that. At least in terms of comparison with what we had. Part 1, for what it's worth, is a very good blend of like Fist of the North Star and like Castlevania vibes. It's still really good. You should watch it. It's 9 episodes. Just get over it, kill it. It's a good setup. And it's required viewing for a good adaptation of Dio as it is. I fucking said it.
Jonathan is dressed like Laura Croft.
He kind of is, isn't he, man? And wow, I thought Laura Croft beat by like 10 years too. Damn.
That's okay. They're both British.
No kidding. Yeah, some of these outfits are very goofy. They're even more goofy when you consider the fact that they're probably like 13 years old here, and holy shit, they're already like packing twice as much muscle as I am. Goddamn, yeah. Yeah, the manga art definitely is very silly in hindsight. God, I had a point I was just gonna make. For what it's worth, I don't. Fan of Blood, yeah, I still think it's a very good anime in hindsight, especially with David. Now, I will say, however, that if some of you never seen my content, well, I'm about to piss you off royally. The dubs for JoJo, the David anime, make the series so exorbitantly better, it's unquantifiable.
Stardust Crusaders is watchable front to back with the dub. I'm not going to say the Japanese performance is bad in any way, but the dub sells it way more.
Part of it is also just because Matthew Mercer puts a legitimately good fucking acting with your main character, Jotaro, as well. I'm also going to say
Richard
that
Epcar is having the time of his fucking life.
Oh, absolutely. I'm also going to say straight up too that
old Joseph.
I'm also going to say straight up too that Johnny Young Bosch is the absolute best part of Jonathan's character, bar none.
And now the role of Jonathan will be played by Johnny.
You know, I was saying that, and I just realized, oh wow, what if that's intentional? I doubt it, but that's kind of cute. Also, I'm not gonna.
This camera jolts something fierce, and it's hard on the eyes.
The camera jolting is from whenever I hold the guard button, and I don't agree with this design decision. In fact, I still feel like I'm getting frame drops here. That's so weird because I was watching Task Manager on playback, and I didn't really have any frame skips. So that's really weird. Maybe it's just like the camera being more jolty than I thought it was in hindsight. Weird.
That guy there just straight up doesn't move.
Oh, wow, you're right. Holy shit. The things you can see when you upscale, holy crap. Also, two of them back there don't even move either. Huh. Funny that.
These guys are just straight up scarecrows.
Well, I guess talk about the game itself really fast. I'm going to say this game doesn't really handle well at all. Okay.
Well, one of the problems during the stream was that you kept missing the 3 seconds that they would actually put up your combo list on screen.
Yeah, that was. You would
look away for 2 seconds. They would flash the combo thing, and it would be gone by the time you looked back at the screen.
The combo thing was not an issue. What was a bigger issue was the specific ones that popped up sometimes when you start missions, and they never show it to you ever again. Especially the one for Hama.
Yeah, they're not. They're not in the pause menu either.
Yeah.
So that one is actually the game's fault.
Yeah.
Do you get health back when you hit him?
Red health is recoverable. I don't think this is this is not the game made by Capcom. That was actually not made by Capcom, I don't think. No, it was. I think Capcom it was in-house.
The publisher.
Part 5 was Capcom. I think that might have actually been made in-house because I don't see
Capcom
developers for it.
Capcom has the exclusive publishing rights for everything from the original Super Famicom Stardust Crusaders game all the way through All-Star Battle. The first game to be published by Bandai Namco was Eyes of Heaven.
Damn.
But they had that license for 20 years for Jojo. So pretty much every game up to Eyes of Heaven was Capcom published. Outsourced development, but they published it.
You know, hindsight being what it is, maybe it's better I didn't actually edit this on playback so we can see it, because this is giving us plenty of time to just talk about shit. So, let me explain a couple things about this gameplay, actually. It's very rough around the edges, and it baffles me an action game in 2006 for the PS2 somehow didn't take from either God of War or Devil May Cry. Because back in that time period, a lot of action games, when they dropped, were either taking from God of War or Devil May Cry. And you can see it across a lot of design ethoses. Like, even Berserk PS2, I see a lot of Devil May Cry in it. So, a couple of issues with the game is that there's no lock-on button. If this is already raising red flags for you, don't worry, it gets better. As in, it gets worse.
Yeah.
There's no lock-on.
That sounds like a PS2 game, alright.
There's no lock-on. Poor Neil. There's no, it's very difficult to drift your attacks to the side, so if you start missing your opponent, it's very rough to like reorient yourself or stop it midway through. Guards are borderline fucking invincible in this game. What I mean by that is there is no real ways. Okay, so it's a straight up like pretty much action beat 'em up game, like just straight up like your I was about to say Saints Row. That's not the right genre, Bob.
Saints Row.
You have a guard button. You have various combos. It's very much like a straight up like just beat 'em up kind of game.
Yeah, that's better.
The issue with it, the big issue with it, is that when you're playing, there is no unblockables. There's no unblockables. There's no throws. There is nothing to bypass someone's guard. So if I tried to with Dio in that last fight, the reason I had to just hurl up and play defensively for like 2 minutes fucking straight It's because every time if you try to press buttons regularly, he will swing underneath you and pretty much immediately counterattack, and it's the worst fucking thing ever. So, no unblockables, no real ways to deal with sways, no real ways to deal with defense in general. It kind of leads you to just turtling up and just like block punishing like his jab strings, and it's just early. There's two different versions of Jonathan in this game: the early version and the Hamon version. The early version is bad. The Hamon version is remotely fun, in like a jank sort of way.
It's okay, little Mac. You'll get him someday.
Eventually. Oh no, you'll get your comeuppance before long. Trust me.
Oh boy.
This game is something else, but I'm not on the fence.
I think the best part of this experience is going to be getting to see all of the miserable 2D assets.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Oh, hey, Danny, you're still alive. Boy, that would not last for very long. And also, holy shit, Jonathan's face.
Oh boy.
Okay. I also, like I said before, I'm really glad we actually are tackling this game. It's very short. It's like 4 hours combined. I'm glad we get to tackle this game because the only other times we'll get to talk about part 1 remotely is in like Eyes of Heaven and All-Star Battle. And it lasts for like half an hour in each of those games, so, no dice there. Also,
well, there are a handful of JoJo mobile games, including the most recent JoJo game, which is a fucking battle royale game.
You just sent my brain on a wormhole back to 2018 because I legitimately completely forgot there was other games made for JoJo, and there was that battle royale game that uses Eyes of Heaven's assets. Holy fuck.
Yeah, but there's like 4 mobile games.
I'm not shocked.
Which are completely ignorable. Stardust Shooters, Diamond Records, something for Part 5 that I don't remember what it was called.
Which should make it for the best because it's for Part 5, but you know details.
Well, we can get into that discussion later.
I've really been in the mood to talk about JoJo recently, so I'm glad we're getting the chance to do this. Oh, hey, it's this scene.
The worst... Okay, so there's something I also want to talk about that I don't think we would have gotten the chance to any other time, especially with the benefit of hindsight.
Yes.
And that is that JoJo memes, especially old JoJo memes, are literally the worst, most annoying thing on the entire face of the internet. But It Was Me, Dio is the most annoying thing in the world, and I fucking hate it.
It really was a dry spell in the early 2010s for anime content that wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just persisted, and things like this, is that a motherfucking JoJo reference? Like, just kill me. If
Here's
you want
the thing.
to kill me, just kill me. I'm not going to resist.
We've had this talk before with Attack on Titan. We both know that anime memes in early 2010s were complete garbage. A lot of it was just straight up copy-paste bullshit. We know about this with Attack on Titan. God damn. It was a bad time period.
People thought that the one Titan from season 1 that had a girl's face, that was like the biggest meme for a while. And it's like, okay, this is the era we live in.
Yeah, and just really bad copy-paste memes in general. So our online really ushers into a dark age of memes, completely. That being said, though, this scene is legitimately great for Dio's character because you see the best of him and the worst of him. In the sense of his character, not in terms of actual character quality.
Oh no, this scene is still good. In its original context, this is still a very good scene. It's just what became of it after the fact, what it morphed into, is what I hate.
This scene is great because on the one hand, at this point in time, essentially Dio is completely trying to ruin Jonathan's life and is trying to shut him out of potentially getting to the will for his dad. Which he's probably already poisoning. Let's be real here. Oof.
He's trying to break his spirit before he breaks his body.
Essentially, and he'll break his body if he has to. Thanks, boxing match, and the thumb in the eye. So
and, the house fire.
Yeah.
Although that one was Jonathan's fault.
Hey, counterplay, baby. So, at this point in time, yeah, he's completely trying to break Jonathan's will. Erina here, I don't really know what she sees in Jonathan. I mean, I guess he's cool, and he's probably a much better catch than, well, let's be real here, all the other characters we've seen so far, except for Dio. I'm gonna be completely honest here.
Could you get a recliner in the 1800s?
If you have enough money, probably.
It's because she's stuck. It's because he stuck up for her that one time. He fended off the bullies that were trying to attack her and break her dolls.
Getting more flashbacks of the Abridged series. I'm getting more sad. Damn it. Such a gentleman. Sorry. Okay, I'll shut up about that now. But anyway, no, Erina is legitimately really fucking cool. And despite being the usual trope of damsel in distress in some points of the series, she's really good for some early Araki writing. Like, Araki doesn't do
She's one of the best. She's one of the best
for women in a lot of instances.
She's one of the best characters in Battle Tendency.
Battle Tendency? Oh yeah, part 2. Duh, shit. Sorry. I was thinking like, what game is that? And realized, oh yeah, that's right. Part 2 had a name, Bob. Duh.
Because there's all the scenes where she's beating Joseph with her cane for doing stupid shit.
Yep.
And then the scene where they're in the restaurant with Smokey, and because it's 1920s, everyone is horribly racist. And the mafia boss says, "Hey, fucking expletive, get the fuck out of here." And Joseph's about to beat the shit out of him. And Erina is about to say something, and he's like, "Don't try to stop me." And then she says, and she's just like, "No, straight up, kick his ass."
So Erina
says that to Joseph, kick his ass.
Talk about the gameplay really fast. Actually, this part, for some reason, the second fight with Dio is a lot more tolerable than the first one. By the way, you can already see the stone mask on the wall, lol. He's actually a lot more aggressive here, and that's a good thing because that means that I can easily just counter poke him when he wakes up out of the ground, and whenever he tries to do a full string like an idiot, just easy block punish, no big deal, and just rinse and repeat this Oki cycle over and over again.
This seems like the kind of game where it's like it would take you like 6 hours, but once you find the one loop that gets them stunned, you can just do that one loop the entire game.
Oh yeah, and also the occasional stuns, which is the obvious hit me button of Dio, but there is that. Yeah, the early bits of this game is extremely repetitive. I'm not going to mince words about that. It's really bad, especially with the lack of a lockup button. Not great.